Yeah. Still says connecting. There we go.
Perfect.
It's working. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you got it then?
Is there audio?
Yeah.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming. I'm Rick Chikaki. I'm the AD here. And today we're celebrating 3 of our finest student athletes who have committed to play sports at their college of their choice next year. We're also having this thing streamed, so if you guys want to watch it later, that'd be great. So today we're recognizing Emma Beyer, Andrew Hampton, and Trevor Smith Jr. Emma, to my left, has committed to play softball at Trine University, and she's with her mom and dad, Chuck and Kelly, as well as her brother, Carl. Next to them is Andrew. Andrew's going to wrestle next year at Michigan State, and he's with his parents, Mitch and Debbie. And last but not least is Trevor. He's going to play basketball at Grand Valley State University next year, and he's with his mom and dad, Trevor and Tahanda. So each of these students' athletic and academic accomplishments are outlined in the programs, which are available when you walked in or online at our Twitter site, @Cougars_Stony. So the way it's going to work today, guys, is I'm going to talk about each individual, kind of let you know a little bit about their careers and what some of the coaches think about them or say about them. And then we're going to watch a short video with some messages from teammates and coaches about them. And then they're going to come up and say a few words. So before we get started, I want to say thank you to teacher Cassidy Hahn, who put together our video clips. So, by the way, in all, we have 23 student athletes we've honored this year with signing ceremonies. And I think these 3 are arguably as talented as any 3 in their respective sport in school history. With softball, wrestling, and basketball. They certainly, if not at the top, they're certainly right there with them. So, anyhow, we'll start with Emma. Can anyone here who doesn't know her guess how old Emma is? 16. Yep, 16. Believe it or not, she's 16 and she's going to graduate at 16. So, there are sophomores in the school who are older than Emma. But you know what? None of those sophomores or anyone else can out-hit her. In fact, it's very possible there isn't a female in this school who can out-throw her, outfield her, and if she worked at it, out-pitch her. She plays and acts like anything but a 16-year-old. Coach Rick Troy told me the other day, he said there are 2 things that stand out about Emma. She's the kind of player everyone really, really wants on the team, all around, on the field and off the field. And I'm finding she's a great teammate, which speaks a lot to her character and personality. But let's just face it, Emma's just a great player, and she's one player we almost got cheated out of watching. She excelled in her freshman and sophomore years when she led the team in hitting and earned all-league, all-district honors, and led our team to our first district title in softball program history. But like with all spring athletes last spring, we missed a season of watching her play softball due to the pandemic. And this spring, she missed about half the season when she suffered a knee injury. If Emma had went by with the doctors and told her she'd still be out until districts, would start in 3 weeks. But Emma did a ton of rehab and was back on the field and back in the lineup about a week ago. And she says her knee's about 90% healthy. Coach Troy thinks that Emma is just hitting her stride, adding, I don't think she's hit her peak this season. Her best is yet to come. And remember now, so Emma's 16, so she has so much more potential to come this season and for the 4 after that. You know, Trine, which is a very good Division III program, certainly got a steal. Because if Emma had stayed one more year, if she had one more year of school, she'd probably be a top 5 recruit in the state and be sought after by major Division I schools. So next year at Trine, it'd be no surprise if she steps right in and starts. By the way, Emma's also a standout volleyball player. She was a starting hitter for our state-ranked volleyball team and actually considered volleyball at the college level as well. And, you know, like Coach Troy volleyball coach Ross Talbot is left wondering what could have been if Emma had another year of eligibility. But Emma doesn't look at it that way. In fact, she told me the other day that it doesn't bother her that she's graduating at such a young age, and after all, she said, it will help her get to post-grad school earlier and graduate earlier and get going in life earlier. Did I mention too that Emma's not only a standout athlete, but also a standout student. She carries a 3.98 GPA and plans to go into chemical engineering. Truly amazing, and not just because she's 16. Anyhow, at this point, let's watch a video of some messages for Emma.
Hi, Emma. I really wish I could be there today for your signing. It was such a pleasure and a joy to coach you. Tryan's really getting a great person and a great athlete, and I just can't wait to see what you do in this next chapter of your life. It's an exciting time. All your hard work has paid off, and it's just a great time. Enjoy it. And I just look forward to seeing what is in store for you next. Congratulations.
Hey, it's Hallie, and I just wanted to give my best friend the biggest congratulations ever on signing. I am so proud of you. What makes Emma a great person is that she is always going to be your biggest cheerleader, biggest supporter, and always just has your back no matter what. What makes her a great teammate is that she is always the most hardworking on the court, no matter if it's practice or a game. She's always giving her 110% no matter what. My expectation for Emma is just to do the exact same and always, of course, make a ton of friends wherever she goes because she's just such an outgoing and easy person to talk to. Congratulations, Emma. I am so beyond proud of you and can't wait to visit.
Emma Byer, senior captain, Stony Creek High School varsity softball. This young lady will do whatever it takes to help her team. She is self-driven to excel in everything that she does, athletically and academically. She's an exceptional athlete with a very high level of softball IQ. She's a true player coach on the field, and her leadership skills are truly beyond her years. Emma, the familiar navy and Vegas gold that you've so proudly worn here at Stony Creek High School are the same colors that you're going to wear at Trine University. And while you are ready for college, I hope that they're ready for you. My expectations for you really are no different than your own, to give it all the time. Emma, years from now, when your playing days are over, please consider giving back to the game that has given so much to you. Give back to the younger players by sharing your passion and knowledge of the game. Give them your energy. Demonstrate that wonderful work ethic and share what it means to be competitive with a sense of class. And in closing, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to be your coach. Good luck.
Happy signing day, Emma. Congratulations on an opportunity well earned and much deserved. Mom, Dad, Carl, and I are all incredibly proud of you and excited for this next chapter of your life. The opportunity to continue your softball career into college is one that we all knew you were capable of early on. From watching you play Little League and Dad and I coaching you, all of the travel softball tournaments in your high school career, it's been an honor to continue watching you play, and I can say that I'm excited for the next 4 years to watch you grow both on and off the field. Your drive and determination is something that has made me proud to be your sister, and I can say will take you far. Don't forget why you're continuing to play, for the love of the game. Good luck and congratulations. We love you lots.
Emma is a good teammate and person because she is a fierce competitor. Her will to succeed brings out the best in those around her, and she is naturally able to take charge of any situation and make the best out of it. Many people, including myself, really look up to Emma, and we know that she's going to do great things in the future. Best of luck, Emma, and congratulations.
Okay, so Emma, why don't you come up and say a few words?
Hi, I'm Emma. I'm committed to Trine, and as Rick said, I'm going to be studying chemical engineering. First off, I wanted to start by thanking my parents and my family. I wanted to thank my dad specifically for constantly pushing me and helping me stay grounded. He always reminded me of my abilities, even when I struggled, and told me that he was always going to have my back. One of my favorite memories will be when we go to the facility to hit. Even though we always end up in an argument, very heated usually, about what I'm doing wrong, it seems as though we always resolve it over some tropical smoothie. I wanted to thank my mom for being my go-to travel buddy. She knows how stressed I get whenever my dad tries to plan a trip. He's not organized at all and just is not fazed by time, so she tries to take me whenever she can. One of my favorite memories with my mom will be when we drove from Kansas City all the way back home through the night so I could get back from my districts for volleyball. Even though she basically didn't sleep at all, she still came on time to support me. I wanted to thank all the teammates I've had over the past 9 years of playing softball. They've taught me basically everything I know. They taught me how to lead with compassion and with confidence. I want to thank the coaches that I've had for teaching me how to be a player and how to reach the potential that I really can achieve. They always expected the most out of me, which I'm extremely grateful for. I'm very grateful for Coach Donnie for giving me this opportunity to play at the next level, and I hope to make the most out of it for the next 4 years, so thank you.
Okay, so Emma has a game today in Troy, so she's going to be taking off. But before you go, we wanted to give you a couple of gifts here, Emma. Mrs. Jones, our new athletic secretary, hear that we have an athletic secretary, is going to grab the stuff for her and give it to you. So we have a cake for you, Emma, as well as a picture plaque, which just thanks you for being a part of our program, and thank you, Lord. Yeah, thank you. So, okay, guys? No problem. Okay, so next up is Andrew Hampton. Andy had a chance to wrestle at a number of colleges, but his many connections at Michigan State were a major reason he chose to become a Spartan. Last month, Andy chose to follow in the footsteps of both of his parents, his brother Nate, one of his cousins, two of his coaches, including Coach Kramer, as well as former Stony Creek teammate Blake Noonan. Andy turned down various offers, including one from Division I Northern Illinois. He plans to wrestle at 125 pounds and believes he can break into the Michigan State lineup by the end of his freshman year. There's just one returning 125-pounder, so Andy and one other recruit should be high on the depth chart. Coach Kramer, who also wrestled at Michigan State, noted that the Big Ten is the best conference in America, with the Spartans being a top 20 team. And he sees it as a great fit for Andy, whom he expects to start for at least 3 seasons. He told me, he said, Andy still has a pretty high ceiling. He's a very good athlete, and he will rise to that level. Coach Kramer should know. He's coached Andy for the past 6 years, including 2 years at Hart Middle School. He, along with so many others in the wrestling community, watched Andy reach heights that no other Stony Creek wrestler has. Not only was Andy a 3-time district champion, a 3-time regional champion, and a 2-time county champion. He could have been 3, but they didn't have a county tournament this year. But as a sophomore, he placed 3rd in the state at 112 pounds before finishing as runner-up the past 2 seasons, once at 119 and this year at 125. Nick Gazick is the only wrestler in Stony Creek history who can compare resumes. Nick won the heavyweight state title in 2012 after finishing runner-up, but he was 7th as a sophomore. So, apples and oranges. For Andy to finish that, Coach Kramer told me, he said, for Andy to finish that high 3 consecutive years requires a tremendous level of consistently high performances. For that reason, I do believe he's the best wrestler to come through Stony Creek, is what he told me. Andy's proud of his accomplishments, but acknowledges the runner-up finishes, most notably the one last month, have left a void. Said Andy, I definitely was very motivated to win states. I spent pretty much the whole season wrestling and training for that day. In the finals that day, Andy was in a tight match with the wrestler he had beaten in regionals when he suffered an injury that proved too much to overcome. The injury, which turned out to be a partial ligament tear in his left elbow, came as a result of what many considered a dirty move by his opponent. Coach Kramer said, this year, I think Andy was the best guy in the state. So he won't get many arguments from any of us who watched him. He's been a great wrestler, and he also is a great student. He carries a 4.08 grade point average and plans to study finance at Michigan State. This time, let's watch a video for Andy.
Andrew Hampton is a great athlete. He's super coachable, he's fun, chill, and he's positive. I'm excited for him to compete at the next level. He's going to make a great teammate and a great athlete for some coaches to coach. And he has a super high ceiling. He's done really well with the practice partners that he's had here and the coaches that he's had here. But as he moves up to the top wrestling conference in the nation, he's really going to rise quickly, I believe, and compete with the best in the country. Go Green.
I've known Andy as a friend for a very long time, and I know him to be an incredibly hard worker. His dedication for wrestling is unmatched, and his work ethic is what separates him from everybody else. Between practicing every day of the week and cutting weight, the amount of time and energy that he puts into the sport really let his results speak for themselves. He's a natural leader, and it's what makes him such a great teammate, friend, and person. And it's been no surprise to see him succeed like he has, because we know he's earned it. I'll always have great memories. I've known Andy as a friend for a very long time, and I know him to be an incredibly hard worker. His dedication for wrestling is unmatched, and his work ethic is...
I've been friends with Andy since kindergarten. The kid's always just been very determined. Anything he's really passionate about, he's confident that he can make it happen. He does whatever he needs to achieve these goals, whatever it is. And he did that exactly with wrestling. For the past year, he's been practicing like 8 times a week, starving himself to cut weight, and it's awesome that everything's finally paying off. We're all really pumped to see him continue wrestling in college, especially at Michigan State, where a ton of us are going to be there to watch. So, congrats, Andy.
Hi, I'm Caleb Davina. I've been a teammate and friend of Andy since the 7th grade. We have been to many out-of-state tournaments and camps together. What makes Andy such a good wrestler is he's always trying to score points, he's always aggressive, and he never stops attacking. And he's always practicing hard and trying to get better every day. What makes him a good teammate? Every time I would practice with Andy, he's always giving me tips and helping me get better every time we practice. And at practice, he's never letting anyone slack or stand around. He's always making sure that people are getting better and doing their thing. My expectations for him in college are, I think Andy's going to do real good at Michigan State. His drive, his mentality, and his wrestling skills are going to pay out, and he's going to do real good. My final message for him is, thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for helping me cut weight. Thank you for helping me in wrestling and helping me get better every day. And most of all, thank you for being a good friend and teammate over all these years.
What makes Andy such a good wrestler is his work ethic. Comes in every day with the mindset to get better, and he's always the hardest worker in the room. What makes Andy such a good teammate is the way he leads by example. He's always drilling hard, showing the younger wrestlers what it takes to get on his level. If a younger wrestler needs his help, he'll always stop what he's doing and help him out. My expectations for Andy in college are just to continue what he's been doing in high school, working hard in the classroom and on the wrestling ring. My message to Andy is to have fun at Michigan State and keep working hard. You're going to do great.
Okay, Andy, you want to come on up?
I'd like to start by thanking both my mom and dad for they put so much time aside for me. And I wouldn't be here if they didn't drive me at all those practices and tournaments, make all those meals for me, and put up for me while I'm cutting weight and I get a little angry. I'd also like to thank my coaches who are here today, Kramer and Conflitti, because without them, I wouldn't be standing up here today signing. They constantly push me to excel, to be the best I can, and to exceed my goals, and always set my goals at the max and just be the best I can. And my brother and my dad are the ones who inspired me to start wrestling, and without them, I'd probably still be playing hockey, and none of this would have been possible. So I'd like to thank everyone there, so thank you guys. And I learned a lot wrestling at Stony Creek, not only about wrestling, but just how to deal with life and adversity. So thank you. I'm really excited to continue my career at Michigan State. Go Green.
And next up is Trevor Smith. So Trevor, I could go on and on about Trevor's basketball talents and records and accomplishments, and I will, but I'll save that for a little later. Most importantly, I want to impress upon everyone here, and I'm sure anyone who knows Trevor feels the same way, what an outstanding young man he is. Trevor is everything: an administrator, coach, teammate, classmate, fan, friend, teacher. I would say enemy, but I don't think he has any. Whomever you could ask for in a student is everything you could ask for in a student in person. He's as genuine as they come. He has a heart of gold. He's smart. He's trustworthy. He's caring. He's hardworking. He's humble. I mean, there were many days, all times of days and night, where I'd walk by the gym. Trevor would be in there shooting, hours and hours, perfecting his craft. I spoke yesterday with Coach Steve Norgrove about Trevor, and he too couldn't say enough good things about him. So let me share a couple of the things he said. He said, Trevor is everything you want in a young man. I'd say he's got a very kind spirit, and he has silent strengths, which are very rare to find. When I asked him what those silent strengths are, Coach Norgrove said, toughness, and people follow him, not because he overpowers them, but because they choose to follow him. He's so unassuming, but there's so much leadership that comes out through his example that nothing needs to be said. Trevor told me the other day in my office that his attitudes and actions come from his parents' example. He told me, he said, my dad always instilled in me to do your best for everyone else, and the best for you will come. So that truly was the case in basketball on the court. Now here's where I get into his accomplishments on the court. A 4-year starter, and during that time he set 8 school records, including career points, assists in the game, assists in the season, assists in a career, field goals in the game and a career, along with career steals and career field goals, or free throws, sorry. Trevor, of course, considers these all team records, noting that he had a lot of help from people. A lot of people had a lot to do with them. So Trevor and the Cougars, though, had quite the season. This year, they won the OAA White, a district title, and got all the way to the regional finals. And his play did not go unrecognized, as he earned his way onto the school's Wall of Fame by getting named to the BCAM Best of the Best team. He's the first basketball player in school history to go on the wall. He also was named second team All-State by the AP and fourth team All-State by the Detroit News. He was recruited by many colleges before accepting a full scholarship from Grand Valley State University. Trevor said the community and the basketball culture at Grand Valley were similar to that of Stony Creek, and that being close to home and being able to watch his brother Tyree go through the Stony Creek community were the biggest factors in his decision. Trevor said he expects to get minutes his freshman year, although Grand Valley does return 2 senior guards. Coach Norgrove said he has no doubt that Trevor, whom he considers a Division I player, will make his mark at Grand Valley. If it's anything like here at Stony Creek, it truly will be a remarkable time for him. Okay, let's watch a video for Trevor.
Hey Trevor, it's Josh. What makes you a good basketball player is a tough question for me to answer. But if I have to pick something, it'd probably be your hard work ethic and your grind. It's incredible to watch you go about and play an entire basketball game and still show up the next day to practice before everyone and getting up shots. It's amazing to watch. What makes you a good teammate is how positive you are. I know I can get down on myself for something I do or someone else, and I always see you there picking them up, and I've really appreciated that over the years. And also, too, before games, I'd ask you sometimes on how to guard a certain skill set that someone has, and you've always given me tips on how to guard them, and that was really helpful as well. Next year, I'm really excited to watch you play basketball. I mean, you've earned it, and I also know too that you're going to bring that same work ethic to wherever you're going, and that chip on your shoulder. I'm really excited to watch you, Trev. I mean, you've earned it. So it's been a fun few years watching you, Trev, and playing with you. Congrats on everything you've done and achieved. I'll see you later.
So the reason Trevor is such a good basketball player is his dedication to the game, how much work he he puts in and day out, how hard he works, whether it's lifting, coming in and shooting, staying after practice, anything, he's just gonna do it and do it at the best of his ability. So with how hard he works, it's not hard to see how good of a basketball player he is. And he's such a great teammate as well. He just cheers us up whenever we're feeling down or we're not doing so great in the game. He'll get us in the right set of mind, tell us to keep our heads up. He's just always there as a teammate. In the next level, I don't think there's anything that can really stop him from doing whatever he wants. He can do anything he puts his mind to with how hard he works. So if he continues working, grinding as hard as he's been doing, he'll do anything he puts his mind to and get as far as he wants. Finally, just thank you, Trevor, for being such a great teammate, great friend, making playing basketball feel really enjoyable and fun, making these last varsity years and just high school. So if he continues working, grinding as hard as he's been doing, he'll do anything he puts his mind to. And
hi, I'm Zach. I was lucky enough to play 3 years of varsity basketball with Trevor. He's a guy who gets the most out of his teammates day in and day out in practice and in games. I don't know anyone else who puts more time in the gym than he does, in there before school, after school, before practice and after practice. The amount of drive and dedication Trevor has gotten him this far and will make him very successful at Grand Valley. Trevor's positive.
Trevor, how you doing? Coach Norgrove here. I just wanted to send a quick message to let you know what a valuable part of my life and our program you've been. It's been my distinct honor and privilege to have you call me coach and be your coach. You have made your mark not only on our program, on the court, you have made your mark in our school, in our community, and I couldn't be prouder of you. That is something you should be very proud of. People choose to follow you. That is a remarkable trait that is not many young people have. You are continually the best version of yourself. You are selfless. Your willingness to bring others along with you and get them to believe in you is a quality not many possess. I wish you nothing but the best at Grand Valley State University, where I think you're going to do fantastic things there. Just remember who you are, what you stand for, and the values your parents have instilled in you. And remember, strength and honor aren't just words. It's a way of life. It's a way you conduct yourself. And once again, I couldn't be prouder of you. Congratulations, and thanks again for the way you represent our program, our team, your school, and your community. Thank you.
Okay, I'm not sure why there was a couple glitches in there, but Trev, I can send you that entire video without the glitches. So anyhow, come on up and say a few words, Trev.
First off, I just want to say thank you, Mr. Jakacki, for putting this event together. Thank you for being my athletic director for the last 4 years. I really do appreciate it. And, I know a lot of the stuff you do goes unnoticed, but especially our team, we really did appreciate the things you did for us. So thank you. Just want to start off by just saying thank you to the man above for giving me the opportunity to just be here and kind of just be thankful for everything that has been given to me and my family and friends have helped me work towards. I want to give a big shout out to my parents for just giving me the ability and always being there for me, especially when the times were tough. I know with my travel team, it was a very different experience, so you guys just allowed me to kind of grow. I really do thank you guys for that and just always being there for me. I want to give a big shout out to my teammates as well. It's always given me the ability to strive, and the way you guys kind of rallied with me, and I'll never forget that. And thank you guys for the run we made this year and last year. I want to give a big shout out to Coach Norgrove for being my coach for the last 4 years, Coach Rue for the last 2, Coach Alfoldi for only 1, and then Coach Dolmich for 2 years. So I want to say thank you to all my teammates and friends and coaches who have been there for me. So it's been a nice 4 years here, and hopefully I can do the same thing I did at Grand Valley, or the same thing that I did here at Grand Valley. So thank you guys.
Okay, awesome. So at this time, we're going to have Andy and Trevor sign their ceremonial letters of intent. Okay. And one last thing, we just want to thank you guys, like we do with Emma, with a little cake and a picture plaque. It reads congratulations, and let you know you'll always be part of our Stony Creek family. And then we got a cake for you, so feel free to share. We'd like to share it with everyone here, but because of the pandemic, you got to take her home. So anyhow, here you go, guys. Okay, so that concludes our ceremony today. Thanks for all coming. Congratulations, guys.